Hey guys, this is Keith with KJ Aquatics. I was having technical difficulty, so it took me a little bit longer to go live. But anyways, I got a box right here of plants. Let me turn this off. Yeah, that's a little better. Let me turn this one off. Oh, that's the cat's ass right there. Anyways, I see I got one viewer. Shout out your name. Because obviously when I see up there who the viewer is, I don't know who you are. But I'll wait a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Lindsay, hello. Roberto, what's up, Roberto? So you finally got to catch a live one. You should be working actually. It's only 1:38 in the afternoon. Me, this is my job, so I'm here. I'll wait a couple more minutes. So I'm actually looking for my knife right here to open the box. What's happening? Got the knife. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this out because I do it live. I like to unbox these live. Whether you watch it live or not, that's up to you. Obviously, if you're not here, you're not seeing it live, but I do replay them and share this video. YouTube allows me to share the video across many platforms easily, and so that's why I like to use YouTube versus Facebook. I do go live on Facebook, but I can't share a live Facebook feed on other platforms. I can share it on Facebook, that's it. But as you guys know, everybody doesn't use Facebook. And the only reason I actually use Facebook is for business. If it wasn't for me having a business, I wouldn't use Facebook. In my opinion, Facebook's pretty toxic and it sucks. But anyways, just looking to see if anybody else showed up. I got 6 people here. Yay, big channel. Go ahead and I don't have a lot of stock. I have stuff that already in inventory. If you check our website at kjeaquatics.com, you'll see some plants. You'll see a lot of plants in stock. And if you notice, under the plant section, pond and tub season's getting ready to gear up, and we do sell pond plants and plants for your tubs outdoors, and a lot of stuff that you could use in the aquarium. You can grow outdoors too. Plants such as Hornwort, Ludwigia, Salvinia minima, red root floaters, all your mosses. Pretty much any plant you grow in the aquarium, you could grow outdoors also. But ones that really work good for both, Hornwort, Ludwigia, different species. When I grow Ludwigia ovalis outside, oh man, that's the cat's meow. That stuff gets like the reds on the ovalis like pop. Anyways, let's go ahead and get. Oh, these are nice too. These are really nice. This is a crypt species. One of my more favorite. I love crypts. Crypts are easy plants to me. They're low tech, low light plants that look beautiful, and then there's a large variety of species within the Cryptocurrencins. Anyways, these are Crypt Balancea. If you can see the wrinkle to the leaf, these are really, really nice, and these are nice big specimens. When you buy these, crypts tend to melt back a little bit. So I'm not going to BS you right there. They might melt back a little bit, but once you plant them, you should start getting new growth. Once you start seeing new growth, don't worry about the leaves melting back. You got a good, viable plant. But this is Cryptocurrencins Balancea. I really, really love this crypt. Nice, tall, really cool pattern to the leaf. All right, so that's Crypt Balancea. What's up, Philip? Next up is Jungle Vallisneria. This plant right here is a bread and butter plant. All the vals that I keep are bread and butter. And in the hobby, bread and butter means that you sell the crap out of them. So you always stock them. But this is Jungle Vallisneria. Just got more for our inventory. Jungle Val. These plants right here will get 6 foot plus in length. Right now, these are probably 12 to 18 inches, but they'll get 6 foot plus in length. So I wouldn't suggest putting valves in a 5 gallon. I would do it in a 20 gallon tall or bigger, because they're gonna lay out over the top. They're gonna look really cool. So even though like a 20 gallon, I'm looking at one over here right now. 20 gallon, I don't have a tape measure, but 20 gallons probably 18 inches, maybe 20 inches tall. So the plant's gonna grow up, and then it's gonna lay out across the top. It looks really cool. So next up is another. Oh, these are big for Italian val. These is a nice bunch of Italian val. Sometimes these guys come in and they're 6 inches tall. These ones right here are actually bigger than the Italian val, but they won't get as big once they grow. This is Italian Vallisneria, Vallisneria spiralis, and the spiralis it cracks me up because it doesn't get a spiral shape, but that's the scientific name. So Vallisneria spiralis. These guys stay straight, and the blade width stays about this wide, which is probably about a 1/4 inch right now. It might get up to 3/8 inch wide, but about a 1/4 inch wide. So it's a really cool grass-like looking plant. If you buy these, I suggest getting more than just one. This is one plant, which you usually get a couple leaves coming off the root base. But depending on the size of your tank, I would buy more than just one. One plant for your tank doesn't do justice. They do grow pretty fast, and when they grow, they'll shoot out runners from the root base, and you'll get small plantlets coming out, and then you can cut those and replant them. Really, excuse me, really easy plant to propagate. All right, next up is, let me get these out of the way. Amazon swords. This is another bread and butter plant. Amazon swords are very popular in the hobby. Easy plant, easy sword. These are really nice specimens too. These actually have some flowers coming off, and then the flowers actually lead to new plantlets. But you got Amazon swords. Very easy. Plant gets really big over time. It's moderate growth, needs medium to high light. I wouldn't grow any sword plants in low light. They do not need additional CO2, so you don't need to inject CO2 for them. All right. Next up is this plant right here. The nursery calls them Brazilian swords, but they actually have more than one name. This plant right here is not a plant that you grow submerged. So you grow this one out of the top of your tank. Another name for this, and you can look it up online, is peace lily. So your mom probably had peace lilies at one time. It's a common house plant, but you can grow this no problem with probably at least a quarter of the stem and the root base submerged just in water. Needs no substrate. So you can grow this, the Brazilian sword. I'll list them as Brazilian sword / peace lily, because you get this nice white flower. This is closed right now. The bloom's closed, but it's going to open up and you get a pretty nice white flower. I don't have these listed on the website at the moment, but I will update the website as soon as I am done here. But This is a really cool plant. So you can put it, again, you're going to grow it out the top of your tank, similar to how you would do lucky bamboo, how you would do pothos. This is just another plant that you can grow emergent. Looks really nice. Doesn't need a whole lot of light, but it does need light. All right. So Brazilian swords / peace lily. I grow a lot of plants. I'm just gonna pick this up. Hopefully I don't screw anything up. But if you guys can, you really can't see it. But if you see up here, there's a lot of pothos growing up. I got the glare of the light. Let me go shut that light off. Hold on, give me one momento. But if you can see this right here, this is Brazilian sword, peace lily. This is all pothos. There is some arrowheads in here. There is also trying to think what else I got in there. There's red mangroves. This is mangrove right here. And I said arrowhead, right? I also have some Brazilian Pennywort growing emergent, right, immersed. And I have some Bacopa Monero actually growing immersed in that also. Yeah, Liquid Zoo. Trying to show them. So, you guys get me to, anyways, before I pull out some other plants, if I don't have a lot of people watching, but if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm trying to hit 1,000. I'm at 900 and something. When I hit 1,000, I can get rid of this piece of crap laptop camera, and I can start using my GoPro. How do I have them in the tanks? Roberto, again, bear with me because I'm holding a laptop camera up. But if you can see, I have this clip. I buy these clips. This is just how I do it, so it's nothing fancy. I buy these clips at Harbor Freight, these little plastic clamps. And this one right here is just, that's a plastic pickle jar from Aldi's. So I just wash it. I drill some holes in it so it has holes all around it. It's clamped in the corner of the tank with this plastic here. And then I just put the plants inside there. No substrate at all. Also, if you guys know what a specimen container is, hold on, I'll grab one. Anyways, if you're in the hobby long enough, specimen containers are a very valuable tool for catching fish. If you sell fish, go to auctions or whatever. But it's a clear plastic container with this little clip. You see them at the local fish store. Just hang on the side of the tank. All right. If you're in the hobby long enough, you'll end up buying these. And if you're really in the hobby long enough, you'll end up breaking these. This one's actually cracked on the bottom right now, but it still holds water long enough for me to bag fish, so I haven't repurposed it. But I have cracked these before, and they're not broke all the way, but they're cracked. They won't hold water. So I used to throw them away. But instead of throwing them away, now I take the broken specimen containers, I'll drill more holes in them. I hang these inside of the tank, and then I use it for a planter. Exactly, Liquid Zoo. So a good way to repurpose these is to make them a planter. And I have a few of these. Again, I just take like a 1/4-inch drill bit, drill it slow. So put if you got a variable speed drill, a cordless drill, don't try to drill it fast. Just drill it slow. I use about a 1/4-inch size drill bit, and I just drill multiple holes around the base and hang it inside the tank. Use it for a planter. Just a way to repurpose something that's garbage, for its original intended use. But again, Roberto, like I said, I use plastic containers. I've used yogurt cups, clip them inside, drill some holes in them, and they work great for me. It's just something simple. If there's something I could sell for that purpose, I'll sell it to you. But right now, I just have some DIY. So, anyways, back to plants. So, Brazilian Pennywort. This is another bread and butter plant. I sell the heck out of this. Easy plant. You just grow it. I don't grow this submersed. I just grow this. I take a bunch. This comes bundled from the nursery. Pop that rubber band off. Spread it out. I grow it on the surface as a floater. If you grow it submerged, it's going to grow up to the surface and it's going to fan out over the top anyway. So I just use Brazilian Pennywort as a surface floater. That's how I grow it. It also Pepland. If you're after subs, you should be a guest on Fish Fam Show. Say I don't know the Hot Mess Express, Foxy's. I know Foxy. I know Mary. I don't know. I don't get invited, so maybe it's because I'm ugly or I'm an a-hole. But I can talk if you want. But anyways, back to my plants. And again, I'm almost at 1,000 right now. But back to Brazilian Pennywort. Again, I grow this as a floater because the leaves are going to come to the surface and fan out anyways. Hey, Sandy, thanks for joining. Dave, what's up, my man? So, Brazilian Pennywort, it's a staple here. I usually try to keep it in stock. So, again, back to plants being in stock or not in stock. When I'm done here, I will get up and get back on the website, and I'm going to try to get my inventory uploaded. So, all right. Next up, Hornwort. This one here is, I brought in a bunch more this week because I've been selling the heck out of it. Hornwort is another bread and butter plant. If you breed fish, not so much Rift Lake cichlids, Roberto, but if you breed softer water fish or live bears, this plant right here is great for fry cover. It also grows fast, so it's great for absorbing nitrates. To me, it's not the best looking plant. Hornwort, to me personally, is actually ugly. That's me personally. Other people love it. It doesn't root, so you just put it in your tank, let it float around. But I love this plant not because of what it looks like. I love it because of the tool that it is. And it is a tool in what I do. So I breed a lot of live bear fish. So I use this as a tool, not for its aesthetics. So it's also great outdoors. This plant is great at being an oxygenator for your outdoor tubs. So when you do a lot of tubs outdoors, you don't necessarily need to filter them. I run air stone in the tubs just because it gets hot and the water's shallow in the tubs that I keep. So I keep an air stone, but I don't necessarily filter them. But if your water's deep enough and this is a great oxygenator, so this actually adds oxygen to the water for your outdoor tubs and ponds. So, anyways, that's Hornwort. Another great oxygenator for your tubs and your ponds, and I haven't brought it in, but I will be getting some, is Lewigia. So just your regular Lewigia repens, your everyday Lewigia. I'll be bringing some in, and Lewigia ovalis. Ovalis is really, really nice. All right. I say a lot. Dwarf water onions. I had to tune my glasses in. This plant, if you check this out on my website, I've actually updated my website to show the plant, to show the flower that this produces. So if you go to my website at kjeaquatics.com and you search in the search bar dwarf water onion, check out the picture and you'll see the flower that this produces. It's beautiful. It gets pretty big too. For this skinny grass type plant, and these are maybe an 1/8 inch diameter, the strands of the plant, but you'll get a nice beautiful white flower, probably about the size of a silver dollar. You'll get a really, really nice flower. All right, so that's dwarf water onion. Oh, and if you buy these, they're actually relatively cheap in my opinion. But just like Vallisneria, don't buy just one. You got to buy more than one to get the nice look. So that's just my opinion. You can buy one if you want. Next up is, I don't know what these are. Oh, Oncidium Crispus. I didn't get many of these. I just got 6. But this is an Oncidium that has a small bulb. And I'll show you the bulb. All Oncidiums are bulb type plants. But this is almost a root base. But the bulb is really small. It's like maybe 1/4 inch to 3/8 diameter bulb. But this is the Crispus, and it'll get much bigger than this. It looks almost, if I would say another plant that it looks almost like the Cryptocurrencins balance, just to the crinkle to the leaf and the leaf shape, but it's an Oncidium, so it's not a crypt. So Oncidium Crispus, really, really nice looking plants, and not really common. I mean, you'll see them in the hobby, but I can tell you, I've been selling plants now for probably for about 6 years, and I don't see them on the availability list a lot. So again, they're not rare, but they're not common. Next up is Cryptocurrencins. Cryptocurrencins. Sandra, I just sent you some of these. I think I did. Was it Lucens or Lutea? Oh, no, I sent you Wenti Brown. I forget. I sent too many plants out. But anyways, this is Cryptocurrencins Lucens, and these are actually grown immersed. Once these start to convert to the submerged form, they're not going to be as tall. So you could use this one in larger tanks. You could use Cryptocurrencins as a foreground plant, similar to Parva. It gets a little bit taller than Cryptocurrencins Parva, but it has a similar leaf shape. And then this will grow back a little bit. But these convert real easy. I never have any issues of the crypts that I get from the nursery converting. So when they convert, again, you'll have some of these leaves, they'll melt back, but you're going to start, and this is already having new leaves. This has a new baby one growing up from the base already. I don't know if you can see them, but you plant this one right now, and they're going to grow up to be submerged form. No problem. So that's Cryptocurrencins. There. Hey, Rob. Just let me read. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? I'm just reading the comments, so just pardon me. Rob's here. Keith, I'll take most, if not all, of the peace lily. All right, Philip. I'll message you when I get done here and see. I don't even remember how many I bought, Philip. But the peace lily, they're really nice. I think they are. Like I said, I got some big ones growing up. I showed. Pretty cool. Actually, really, really easy to grow immersed. Next up is Sagittarian narrow leaf. bunched. This is another bread and butter. I love the Sagittaria. It's a valve type plant. Doesn't get as tall, it stays shorter. So this is Vallisneria, narrow leaf. I sell these in a bunch. So there's usually 2 to 3 plants in a bunch. So that's how they'll be sold. They'll come wrapped with the lead weight. When you plant these, when you get these in your own aquarium, just take the lead weight off. I'm just going to show you. So just peel that back. Actually, this is just 2 plants in this bunch, but these are actually nice root bases here. So got Sagittaria narrow leaf. Put this back. Sometimes when the plants come in smaller from the nursery, there'll be 3. That's why I said 2 to 3 plants, depending on the plant size. So, all right. Next up is, I showed you guys when I lifted the computer up earlier. If you were watching, you probably might have missed it, but red mangrove. So this is red mangrove, and yes, this is what grows along the coast down in Florida. These are sustainably grown. They're not harvested from the wild. Mangrove in the wild is actually a protected species, but these are actually nursery grown. Excuse me. They figured out how to grow them quickly and sustainably, and now they're. Excuse me. I ate lunch before, so I got the burps in that. Pardon me. Kind of gross, but anyways, that's life. Again, these are grown sustainably, so they're nursery grown. It's red mangrove. They do not need salt water to grow. A lot of people contact me because they say, well, mangrove grows in salt water. It does in its natural environment. It's along the coast of the estuaries and stuff down in Florida, but all it needs is water. It doesn't need salt water. It can grow in fresh water. You cannot submerge this. So just like the peace lily or the Brazilian sword or bamboo, you're just gonna submerge, maybe up to half. You don't want to put like on the peace lily. With this plant right here, I would maybe put 2 to 3 inches in water. The mangrove, you can put half of this in the water, probably more. Just as long as the leaves are above the water and are getting light, it'll grow fine. But so you could get a little contrast in your immersed plants growing at the top of your tank. Peace lily, some of this. You could put some bamboo next to it and get a different variety. Put some pothos next to it. You can get a really, really cool look coming out of the top of your tank. So that's why I got this. I have them personally, and I've had them for a couple years. I really like them. The nursery occasionally has them. So I don't get a lot because they're expensive. And I don't sell a lot. It's not a real popular hot selling plant, but I do have them. They're on the website, so check it out. Next up, Crippa Ketti. I don't get this one a lot because it sells out all the time. But Crippa Ketti is a smaller crypt. It has a darker colored leaf. This has more of a real deep olive color leaf that has like a little, sometimes it'll get like a little reddish look to it, but it's a lot darker versus like Cryptocurrencins green. So it's similar to Wenti, a little bit different leaf shape, but this is Crippa Ketti. So I have those. This is Crypt Retrospiralis. This is another one that I don't get a lot of, or I don't get in a lot of times because it's pretty popular and it's not real common. So when I get it in, Crypt Retrospiralis, when I get it in, it usually sells out quick and the nurseries don't always have it. So I'm at the mercy of the nurseries growing this. When I started selling plants, I used to sell just what I grew. That's kind of I did it, as a hobby before I got into being a business. And again, I sold what I grew. Um, I started selling more and more, and I couldn't keep up with. Obviously, I couldn't keep up with growing plants with the operation that I have. My fish room is actually not that big. I move a lot of product through the square footage that I have. I wish I could move more because this is now my full time job. Um, but for the square footage that I have, I actually do pretty good. Um, Again, we maintain 50 tanks. I think 50 tanks, actual fish tanks. I use a couple buckets and Rubbermaid totes and all that too, for plants and grow outs, because I do breed fish also. But anyways, back to where I was at. I can't keep up. So that right there, if I grew this amount, there's probably, I forget how many plants I bought. There's 21 plants here that I bought. That would take me a year to grow that much, and then I would sell it. I would sell it out in, you know, one weekend, if not sooner. And it'd take me another year to grow that. I can't maintain that. Not here in upstate New York. If I was down in Florida and had greenhouses, then yeah. All right, so this is Crypt Retrospiralis. What's left in here is some potted plants. So let's see what I got potted. I got a bunch of Anubias, and I just buy these as assorted, so I can't guarantee a specific species. This one in particular is Congensis, but these are assorted Anubias potted. This here is, shake it out. This is Microsword Narrowleaf. I really like this plant versus dwarf hairgrass. A lot of people want to grow dwarf hairgrass. Dwarf hairgrass is probably in the top 5 of the hardest plants to grow in your aquarium, in my opinion. You need highlight, you usually need CO2 injection. But everybody likes that look. They see the professionals that use it. I'm not a professional, so I can't grow it worth a crap. But a good alternative that's better low tech, it does grow taller than dwarf hairgrass, is this right here, the Microsword Narrowleaf. Right? So next up, this is by far my favorite plant in the hobby. This is Cranium Calamistratum. Some call it the water onion, and that's what they name it at the nursery. But I just call it Cranium Calamistratum. I call it octopus plant, but that's really not it, because there's a Specimen that's an octopus plant, as a common name. But my common name for this is octopus. But it's Cranium Calamistratum. This will grow really big, but it grows slow. But just, I can't say enough about this plant. This shit looks so cool. How you get the crinkle to the leaf. To me, it looks like a octopus tentacle. But anyways, it's Cranium Calamistratum. I don't have a lot of those because they didn't have a lot. So I probably got 5 or 6 in. I had a couple still left in stock. The rest of this is, I'll pull out another Anubias just to give you an idea of what you get. This is Anubias, assorted Anubias, potted. So this is Fraseri. I don't know how you say it, but anyways, that's what's in here. All right, so next up is more potted plants. Let's see what we put in here. I had I had a customer messaging me the other day about Pearlweed. I told him I was out, and if they're watching, probably not. But I got a lot more in. So this is Pearlweed. If you watch my live streams before, then you heard me talk about Pearlweed a little bit. Pearlweed is very versatile. You can grow this floating. You could plant it and keep it trimmed as a foreground plant, or if you want to just plant it mid-ground and then not do any maintenance on it, it's going to grow tall and bushy. So you could use it as a mid-ground plant. But you can keep it trimmed real easy, and it'll be a nice, easy foreground plant. It does need medium light, so if your tank's dark and you're good at growing Anubias only, this probably won't survive. So Rob's doing a bang-up job modding this one. It's giving you all the information you need. More dense, you can cut any. See, there you go. Rob got the info for you. But Pearlweed is outstanding plant. Again, I like it because of the versatility of it. Next up is Anubias Petite. I used to buy these just bare rooted because I could, but now the nursery is only selling them potted. This is Anubias Petite. It stays small. It'll grow horizontally, but it's not going to grow really tall. And then the leaves of the Petite are going to stay small. This is very, very popular. When aquascaping, a lot of people are doing like trees with Petite versus moss. Also in small nano tanks is really popular. A lot of shrimp keepers like keeping this, the Petite. But when I've seen people do like really nice trees with this, but they buy a bunch of them, so that Anubias tree is gonna get expensive. But and I've had customers buy 50 of these at a time, and then glue them and make a tree with it. It looks really, really cool. It does get pricey, yes. So because those right there, they're the Petite potted like that. I forget my cost on it, but that's going to sell for at least $5 for that pot. All right, that's more Pearlweed. This one, I seen a question on Facebook the other day, and it was in a low-tech. It was low-tech planted tanks. So, and the person asked, what was probably the best carpeting plant for a low-tech planted tank? And my answer was Dwarf Sagittarius. Dwarf Sagittarius is not going to grow really fast, but it stays relatively low. It's easily propagated, and it's an easy plant. So this is Dwarf Sagittarius. It's similar to. I'm just pulling something else out here. All right, this is Dwarf Sagittarius narrow leaf. Right. This is Dwarf Sagittarius. This will typically stay about this height. Sometimes I've seen it grow taller, but overall it stays probably anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. The Sagittarius narrow leaf is going to grow 6 to 12 inches. All right. Yeah, Liquid Zoo. That's the best place. If you guys are looking for information about the hobby to gain knowledge, Facebook is the best place. Not. Anyways, Dwarf Sagittarius. Probably the best, easiest foreground plant for a low-tech tank. I'm just digging in here because I don't want to pull the same thing out. Dwarf Sag, Pearlweed. Pretty much, I think that's all I got because I thought I ordered some. Hold on, I'm gonna pull one out because I sent one of these to to Sandy. She got it today. I have these in stock already, so I thought I ordered more, but I didn't. But I still have some. But this is the golden Nana Petite. If Sandra's still here, she can tell you what they look like. I really like these. These are more on the rare side. So when you see the price, it's a little bit higher than a regular Nana. But you get a really, really cool, uncommon plant. The leaf color is a lot lighter. It's more of a lime color versus the dark green. So that is the Nana Golden. But I was just pulling another Nana Petite out because these are actually really nice plants. I mean, it's hard to see, but these are really nice pieces of Nana Petite. I'm pretty impressed with the specimens they sent me. So, anyways, that's all I got as far as variety. I'm a huge Nana Petite fan, and now I need golden. Liquid Zoo, I do have the golden, but it's not. The Nana Golden is more of a Nana variant, not the Petite. So it'll get about the same size as the regular Nana, but it has a different leaf color. They are. 4 plants. Holy crap. You got a deal then, Sandy. If you guys have any questions, there's like a whole 11 people here. So I can stick around and answer a few questions before these plants start to dry out. Size doesn't matter to me. I just never have killed an Nana Petite. That's true. Anubias in general are usually pretty tough plants. I've killed a few, and I've kept a lot of plants, but I've had a few not make it on me. But overall, Anubias in general are a tough plant. And they're actually one of the few plants that some of the Rift Lake cichlids won't shred. Not saying they won't, but I have people ask me sometimes. They keep Rift Lake cichlids from Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika, and they want plants in their tank. Usually, fish from those 2 lakes will damage some plants. So the only thing I ever recommend them to try to start with, and it's not a guarantee, is I'll tell them to try various Anubias species, whether it be Petite, Nana, Congensis, Frazeri, Hastifolia, Lanceolata. There's a ton of different Anubias, but in general, Anubias is a pretty tough plant. Yeah, thanks, Rob. You can hit the like button too. It's kind of dark in here. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you folks that stopped by and spent some time with me to watch me unbox some plants. If you know anybody looking for plants or anything else, I recognize almost all the names here, so you guys know me. And then you should know that we sell way more than just plants. I started in plants. That's where I got in business, but over the last few years, we've expanded to pretty much carry everything that you guys need. So fish food, water conditioners, and in my opinion, we only sell the best stuff. I won't carry some of the inferior products that you can get at a lot of stores. I won't do it. Even though some of those products are very popular, and I see people on social media talking about them, saying that they love this product or their fish love this product. I can tell you one thing: if your fish love a food, it doesn't necessarily mean that food is good for your fish. All right, so don't get fooled by that. I love bacon. I love chocolate cake, but if I ate it every day, I'd be a lot fatter than I already am. Okay. Man, Rob, you're doing a bang up job. I don't even pay Rob. He's volunteering all this hard work and he's doing a great job. So I appreciate it. Yeah, Philip. Dr. Basler Foods, in my opinion, the best commercially made foods available. I know there's live foods, obviously, that are really good for your fish, depending on what type of fish you breed. Um, but commercially made foods that come out of a bottle, I don't think anything tops Dr. Basler. So, but anyways, I've been on here for 46 minutes now. So I'm going to go ahead before these start to dry out. I'm going to get these back in some water. And I really appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day and watching us. Again, KJE is full-time now. This isn't just a side gig anymore. So every dollar, every ounce of support you guys give me, I really do appreciate it. I'm not begging for your money, but I will say thank you for your business. All right, guys? I appreciate it. Peace out.